एषा ते अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धियोगे त्वमा शृणु बुद्धया युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबंधम प्रहास्यसि. Hello friends, this is the 39th shlok of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and in today's video we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says Esha te abhihita sankhye, which means like this Sankhya is explained to you. Buddhir yoge tvima shrinu, which means listen properly about Buddhi Yoga. Buddhya yukto yaya partha, which means with the realization or understanding of this, O Parth, karma bandham prahasyasi, which means you will be free from the bondage of karma. So, Shri Krishna in this shlok is telling Arjun that up until now I have explained Sankhya to you, and now from here onwards I will explain Buddhi Yoga, and after understanding this you will be able to free yourself from the bondage of karma. So Arjun has already mentioned that he is afraid that if he'll fight in this war then he will end up performing sin, and so he will have to then bear the consequences of that. And over here, Shri Krishna is telling him that I will tell you how to act so that your actions will not lead you to gather karma. So you will be free from the cycle of karma in itself. So here, Shri Krishna has mentioned two different technical terms. The first one he talked about is Sankhya, and the second one he talked about is Buddhi Yoga. So the Sankhya and Yoga, they are two philosophies which are present in the orthodox Hindu system. But over here, you should not get confused with that. You should actually understand the real meaning of these words. So the word Sankhya in itself is something which is related to analytical understanding. That is why in Sanskrit or in Hindi, the numbers are called as Sankhya. So it's about analytical understanding. So if you were to look at the shloks which have been discussed previously, the kind of knowledge that Sri Krishna has been giving to us is basically about the understanding of this universe, how it is, how it functions, what is the underlying reality underneath it. So things like that. So these information that Sri Krishna has been providing Arjun has been in relation to the understanding of this universe, to develop the right perspective of this universe. Because if you do not have that right perspective, then your base is based on a false assumption, and that will lead to false, you can say, action oriented outlook towards this universe. So this Sankhya over here is not really Sankhya philosophy. It's basically Sri Krishna telling Arjun about how to understand this universe, how it universe actually is. So that is what you have to understand, because Sankhya philosophy is far more elaborate than that. And of course, if you look at these shloks, then you know that the teachings that Sri Krishna has been providing till now do not include much of the teachings of Sankhya philosophy. Now, after that, he says that I have explained Sankhya philosophy. Now, I'm going to be explaining to you Buddhi Yoga. So, the Buddhi Yoga over here, you must understand what this term also means. So, Yoga is a very general term. Nowadays, people have tried to relate it to so many different things. But if you look at the word Yoga, then this word is coming from the root yuj, and yuj means to join or to align, or you can say to make it together, to join and make it work together, because the word yoke of English is also coming from this same word yuj, and we know that yoke is that bar which basically connects two bulls when they are connected in a bullock cart. So basically, the idea over here is that you are aligning your actions according to the world in itself. That is one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it, which can come from the yoga philosophy itself, is that, well, the yoga philosophy says that there is the Jeev and then there is the Paramatma, and Jeev is the one who is doing things and who is facing the consequence, and Paramatma is the one who is calmly looking at it. So you can also see this in terms of aligning your action as a Jeev to the action of the Paramatma. So that is another way of looking at it. So in all, what you can understand from this is that up until now, Sri Krishna has been telling Arjun about how this world actually is, what actually exists, what does not exist, what is true, what is false. And here, from now onwards, Sri Krishna is going to tell Arjun how to act so that he is aligned with the divinity which is present inside him. So, if he were to act in that way, where he is doing his activities in alignment with the divinity which is inside him, then his actions will be motivated by the divine. And so, if his actions are motivated by the divine, then he is not the one who is acting, it is the divine inside him who is going to be acting. When that is the case, then of course his actions will not have any consequences, because he realizes that he is not the doer, it is the divinity inside him which is the doer. And if the divinity is the doer, then the consequences of his actions, of course, he will not be facing. So that's why Sri Krishna tells that I will tell you now about Buddhir Yoga, because if you will understand this, then all your actions will not lead to your accrual of the karma, and you will be free of the bondage of karma. So I hope I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.